We have moved into the new boat. Yeah, we have stuff everywhere right now. And look, in one of the cabins, I'll show you, we'll go down to it. It's not head high, look right here. There's blue tape here to show you not to hit your head. And I keep hitting my head. I think this is gonna be my nemesis for a while because I've hit my head so many times. I didn't feel good. Let's go see how Ryan's doing. He's in the man cave right now. Hey babe! How you doing?
Come down if you want.
Pretty awesome man cave, huh? Hey, he has his workbench. You'll get the full tour once we're all settled in. He was really stoked on this workbench area.
Storage room, workroom. That is pretty awesome.
We are day 5, going through all our stuff, storing, and we just realized, thankfully actually we found as we were storing, we found the flux gate. It's like a compass. Ryan has the, another compass out here, see?
What kind of compass is that?
A bearing compass.
Hand bearing compass.
A hand bearing compass, and we're testing what tools are making it, and parts are making it move.
Which is called magnetic
what? Field? On a boat, if you have something metal next to a compass.
Exactly. That's deviation.
And that's what we're finding.
So you get true virgins make dull, and then C is companion. C stands for?
We're looking for deviation. Lesson number 5 today.
Really? What was lesson
No,
number 4?
I don't know. I'm kidding.
Do you remember any of the other lessons today?
Shut up.
Give me a single lesson today.
Hi. We realized while editing that this part needs a little bit more explanation. So Ryan is going to explain it, but he kind of goes off. So if you're not really interested or you already know, just fast forward.
First thing you have to understand is that in navigating, there's actually 2 sets of directions. There's the true directions and there's the magnetic directions. And this is because true north, the actual North Pole, the point where the Earth spins around its axis, is different from the magnetic North Pole, which is what compasses point to, or sort of the axis that all of the Earth's magnetic fields are orientated to. And that difference between the true north and the magnetic north is called variation. You can calculate the variation in your particular area usually by looking at a chart plotter. There's tables, you can look it up online, and every chart will have the magnetic variation for the region that that chart covers, as well as the amount that that variation changes every year. The True Virgins Make Dull Companions is a mnemonic to help you remember easily how to make the conversion between true and magnetic when you're trying to calculate a course. The full mnemonic is True Virgins Make Dull Companions, add whiskey. Add whiskey is a way to remember that you add west deviation when you're going from true to compass. So let's do our example. Let's say that we're wanting to steer 090 or due east in true directions, but we have a 10-degree east variation as indicated on the chart. How do we know what compass heading we need to follow? Let's start. T is true, 090. Variation, 10-degree east. If you remember, True Virgins Make Dull Companions, add whiskey, add west, so you subtract east. In this case, 090 minus 10 degrees is 080, and that's the make, the M, magnetic. So true, 090, virgins, variation 10 east, subtract 10, make, magnetic, 080. We've eliminated deviation for all practical purposes, as you can see in the video. And then C is compass, so in this case, your compass heading would be 080 if you have a 10-degree east variation and you want to steer 090 or due east true heading. The easy kind of real world way that you do this is you just kind of set everything to magnetic or follow, waypoints on a chart plot or something like that. If you're looking at a chart plotter, you could be navigating towards a magnetic or a true. It'll tell you, and usually there'll be a big M after the number if it's magnetic. Otherwise, you can look in the preferences and see which one is selected. But it's really, I think, important to also maintain a plot, whether it's an electronic plot on a separate set of electronic charts or a paper plot. And in order to do that correctly, you have to be able to know whether you're steering true or magnetic, and you have to make the calculations when you're giving your helms person the heading, or you yourself, the heading that you need to follow on a compass.
Okay, good. So what we're searching for, items that cause what?
Deviation.
Magnetic deviation.
Yes.
Good, babe. You get it. High five. Okay.
we're kind of finding a lot of stuff. It's kind of interesting.
These are muffin fans. These are the fans that cool computers and electronics and things like that. And because they have a motor inside of them, not everything, but most things with motors have magnets and cause a lot of deviation. So, ready?
Whoa.
Tell them what you just did. Tell them what you just did, please.
Oh, I just hit but this time I hit the top of my head on this. Shut up. It's the next day and we are still at it, looking for parts, spare parts that are causing deviation on the compass. What's it called again?
Fluxgate.
Fluxgate compass. Check this one out. It's the bilge pump. Very, very common.
Pumps and engines.
Pumps and engines. Check it out.
Deviation.
We pretty much got everything put away. Ready? So we're on day 9 or 10 on the new boat. Now we have all of the tools out and we are starting to install a few things. Nothing yet. It's white, right? So it's kind of hard being able to go anywhere and anchor and your vehicle to shore is dead. We were unsuccessful in finding a dinghy here in Tahiti. So Ryan has been Skyping and emailing. We finally sourced a dinghy. We're gonna get a HIGHFIELD ultralight 340, the ultralight, because I think it's like 115 pounds. It's really light and that's what Kiapa Nui needs. Our new dinghy is on the way. I cannot wait because then we are mobile and we can get out of the marina. But we're being productive.
Here at the marina we have these, you can connect electricity, you can connect water, and they're awesome. Kind of like a umbilical cord while you're sitting here at the dock, but the best thing about them, they make penis shadows.
Told you we were being productive. After 2 days of wiring or finding the wire runs, we're finally at the stage where Ryan is, we're hooking up some antennas for the satellite phone and for the AIS transceiver. Right now Ryan is taking a piece of G10 and he's going to epoxy that to the deck here, not the deck, whatever this is, and let that dry overnight, and then he's going to screw the antennas into those. Kiapa Nui is, and Ryan's going to go in more detail when he does a boat tour, or when we do a boat tour, but he'll explain it a little bit better than me. But Kiapa Nui is basically a wooden boat. What cedar? Split cedar?
Strip cedar.
Split. Strip cedar soaked in epoxy. But she's a wooden boat, so we're a little bit more careful. There's a bug right here. We're a little bit more careful with where we put holes on a wooden boat. Look what came in today! Our new HIGHFIELD ultralight 340.
Good morning. As you can see, I sleep by myself. There's a his and her hull. Actually, I'm a bed hog and I totally sprawl, and Ryan can't sleep next to me because he might get a knee in his back, a hand to the face. So we sleep in our own beds. That way we can actually get some sleep. But it's 5 a.m., it's time to get up and start the day.
We are going out sailing for the first time today, just Ryan and I on Kiapa Nui. Okay, this is my first time sailing on a catamaran, just Ryan and I. I'm nervous, but I guess that's good. Keeps you on your toes.
Papeete port control, Papeete port control. Sailing vessel Kiapa Nui, channel 12, over.
Yes, sir, Kiapa Nui.
Good afternoon, sir. Requesting permission to pass the east end of the runway. The idea is to have the main up past the southern cardinal and bear away a little bit, and then we can tack. And this is a perfect point of sail right here.
Ready?
Yeah.
Main coming up. lot of tacks, but the more we did, the smoother and better I got at it.
Ready now?
Ready?
Helm's the lead.
And once a glide and time when you stumble.
Ready now? Ready now?
Ready.
Helm's the lead. Bring it up. You ready?
Ready.
Helm's the lead.
We're gonna try heaving 2 under main only. Ryan's bringing in the jib right now, furling her in. It's really nice to have all of this right here at the helm. Now we're slowing way down. Ideally, okay, we're at 1 knot, under 1 knot. Now Ryan's gonna turn the helm to weather and lock it off. Okay, we are just under a half knot.
She heaves too really, really well. And look at this. We don't even have that much leeway. I mean, obviously there's a knot and a half roughly of leeway. And if you look at that, right now, our heading, we're facing almost due north, but our course over ground is almost due west, which is because we're drifting sideways. So we're drifting sideways at less than 1 knot right now and almost completely level into the waves. The boat is almost like it is at anchor. It's unbelievable. She heaves too beautifully, at least in these conditions. It's a little hard to see without the winds being a little stronger or the seas being more violent, but because we're drifting this direction sideways, the water is being sort of smoothed out by the boat. And what that does is when you have breaking waves, it helps keep them from breaking with the same amount of force. It's almost like ironing out the water a little bit to give you even an extra amount of safety. She's unreal.
That was actually relatively easy, huh?
I'm blown away. I mean, she heaves too incredibly well. I've never heard any discussion or talked to anybody about heaving 2 in a cat. And I always figured, oh, this is where the big failing is going to be because they're just going to go sideways. But I mean, we're going west, so we're going towards Moorea, even though we're facing north. But we're doing it at less than 1 knot. In the meantime, the boat is more or less, at like maybe a 45-degree angle or a 30-degree angle to the waves, which is the strongest, most stable position for the boat to sit in. And there's not really giant seas flowing right now, but I could see how in rough conditions this boat hove to in this position would actually be remarkable. I'm really surprised and excited. I'm stoked about that, to know that you can park the boat and deal with whatever needs to be handled, even if it's just rest or a quickie.
This is my first time driving a catamaran.
It's not your first time.
It's my first time driving a catamaran.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
We used to sail beach cats all the time.
I'm not counting Hobie cats.
It's like a big Hobie cat.
Oh.
Notice her fingertip control. Thumbs up. Sometimes it's good for her to grip tight. Sometimes it's good just to touch light.
You're so good at that.
What exactly am I good at?
Oh, you're mine. So quick.
She says I'm quick, but she means like I think quick. I'm quick on my feet. It has nothing to do with her tight grip, right?
Right.
Watch where you're going.
Okay.
5.
This episode is made possible by viewers like you. Click the link for more info.